You have gathered, ancient ones. The time has come to reclaim the world below from the shadows that consume it.
The gods thought they had destroyed her. But death wasn't waiting for her. It was waiting for the world. Because grief awakened something the gods had buried long ago. Something older than creation itself. Then she did the impossible. She looked into the heavens and smiled. Sango, my boy, Mummy is back. Sango shrunk into his shell. Immediately, he heard his mother's singing voice. He could never defy her, even when all she brought was darkness and death. Anywhere she walked in. We have lost it all. She will destroy the world again. Sango's third wife, Oya, raised her voice in rage, looking at each individual that circled the round table. Orere, the greatest Babalawo, had warned us about this day. Sango could only but look at his partner with pride, and yet he feared dearly for her. She was naive. She could never comprehend what true darkness walked side by side with her shadow. My wife, do not take this casually. She is darkness. We cannot stop her. Sango had given up. The whole crowd went quiet at the revelation. The god that shook the earth with great thunder and lightning was belittled by this thing that was born, and fear gripped their hearts. They watched from the mirror on the golden table as the woman broke at the lightning, shattering it into dust with ease. How is that even possible? How could it not be? Oromila spoke. He was the god of wisdom, knowledge, and divination after all. Do you not know who she is? He walked in with a book in hand so big and old that anyone who decided to read just a line would be bored out of their wits. The gods remained silent. She came before us. She ruled the lands before we set foot in it. She is the true owner of this world, the world that was birthed in darkness, the world so black it could never be saved until she fell in love with the light. Even I cannot say what had happened, Oromila explained, with his eyes glued to the book. But you were present at the beginning of creation, a minor god had spoken. Yes, but after she, he responded, settling on a golden chair amongst the higher gods. What can we do? Sango looked down at Oromila, who sat carefree while everyone panicked up from their seats. What shall we do? He asked back, his eyes still glued to his book. Nothing. And for the first time since he entered the meeting room, he looked up from his book, right into Sango's eyes. I might as well enjoy what I love doing, till the last days. Oya, the most powerful sorceress amongst the gods, controller of the wind, scorned at the mere gods that stood before her, contemplating about the rise of Eve, when all she thought of was how beautiful she was, as her eyes glowed a brighter purple color in adoration, while staring in a silver liquid within a calabash. She often wondered why the major gods didn't see her enough to be married to her. She sighed in defeat. What do you want? She directed her gaze back to the gods. You are disturbing my presence. Speak and be done with it. We are sorry, great sorceress. She scoffed at their reply. We are here to inquire Eve's movement. They paused and waited for Oya, who still looked uninterested. Sango sent us, they finished, knowing it would get her to react somewhat. What happened to the round table? It shows what they want to see. She was a bit confused as to why they would seek her. We do not know, Oya, one spoke. It has been blank for a while. Nothing could hide from the table. Why now? Oya thought to herself, and watched them. Now she was interested to see this Eve that reached her ears. She sighed and began chanting the old tongue, with the air sweeping around the room, purple sparkles of light escaping from the calabash as the calabash revealed Eve, in torn rags, patched at each side, her legs on full display as the wind swept her hair. Eve knew she was being watched, but it didn't bother her while she looked at the world in new light. She had been trapped for so long. It was indeed beautiful. This was what she had planned with Eladumare till he betrayed her, she thought, and suddenly she was angry again. The tree to her sides withered and died. She couldn't keep her rage in check anymore. Everything felt annoying, including the one that watched her. So much anger bottled up for centuries was escaping from the jar. She looked to the heavens, straight in the eye of the woman watching. Can she see me? Oya panicked. That wasn't possible. She moved closer to the calabash, while the other two retracted and watched in fear. Oya then concluded Eve indeed saw, and chanted out of fear as quick as possible to close the view. And as soon as the view closed, something struck at Oya's face, leaving a scar beneath Oya's left eye to her cheekbone. Her clear face blemished. Not my face, she screamed, cupping the bleeding wound in her hand. And with the fleek of her hand, the heads of both messengers splattered across the room.